Arav was born in a small town where life moved slowly, but expectations were heavy. From a young age, he was known as a sharp-minded boy. Teachers praised his intelligence, neighbors compared their children to him, and relatives spoke of his bright future. All of this slowly built a dangerous belief inside him that he was special, that rules were for ordinary people, and that success belonged naturally to him. His father, Raghav, was a school teacher who lived a simple life, woke up early every morning, cycled to school, and returned home with the same calm expression every day. Arav loved his father, but deep inside he considered his life boring and insignificant. He didn't want to grow up to be just honest. He wanted to be powerful, rich, admired, and remembered. As Arav grew older, his impatience grew with him. He hated slow progress and mocked people who believed in hard work without shortcuts. Whenever his father advised him to stay grounded, Arav nodded politely, but dismissed those words as outdated wisdom. The world doesn't reward honesty, he believed. It rewards cleverness. At school, Arav was admired for his confidence, but teachers often noticed his lack of discipline. He spoke when others listened, broke rules when no one was watching, and believed consequences were for those who got caught. One year, Arav's school announced a national-level innovation competition. The winner would receive a full scholarship, media coverage, and an opportunity to study abroad. For Arav, this felt like destiny knocking at his door. He imagined interviews, respect, and a future far beyond his small town. His father encouraged him to participate, but reminded him to focus on learning, not just winning. Arav agreed outwardly, but had already decided that winning was everything. During his preparation, Arav spent hours online and stumbled upon a project created by a college student. It was brilliant, complex, and exactly what the judges would love. A voice inside him whispered that copying was wrong, but another louder voice said, "Everyone does this. You're just being smart." He copied the project, changed some details, memorized explanations, and convinced himself that intelligence justified his actions. When doubt appeared, he crushed it with ambition. The competition day arrived, and Arav performed flawlessly. His confidence impressed the judges. His presentation was polished, and his answers sounded convincing. When his name was announced as the winner, the hall erupted in applause. Teachers smiled proudly, friends celebrated wildly, and cameras flashed everywhere. Arav felt invincible. That night, he waited for his father's praise, but Raghav only smiled softly and said, "I hope this success brings you peace." Arav didn't understand the weight of those words and brushed them aside. Fame, however, is a fragile thing. A few weeks later, Arav was invited to present his project at a national seminar attended by experts and professors. This time, the audience was different. The questions were deeper, sharper, and unforgiving. When asked about the core logic of his project, Arav hesitated. His rehearsed answers failed him. One question led to another, and cracks began to appear. Finally, a senior professor calmly stated that he had seen this project years ago. The silence that followed was heavier than any punishment. An investigation confirmed the truth. Arav's award was revoked, his scholarship cancelled, and his achievement erased. News spread faster than praise ever had. Friends distanced themselves. Teachers looked away in disappointment, and the same society that once admired him now whispered his name with judgment. Arav locked himself in his room, unable to face the world or himself. For the first time, he realized that success without integrity leaves a person completely alone. Days later, his father entered his room and placed an old, worn notebook on his table without saying a word. It was Raghav's journal from his youth. As Arav read through it, he discovered a story very different from the one he had imagined. It spoke of failures, rejection, slow progress, and silent struggles. Raghav had failed exams, lost opportunities, and been mocked for his honesty. Yet he never compromised his values. One sentence shook Arav deeply. "I chose peace over shortcut, and that choice saved me." That night, Arav cried not out of fear of punishment, but out of understanding. He saw clearly that shortcuts had stolen not just his success, but his self-respect. The next day he returned the prize money, apologized to his teachers, and accepted every consequence without excuse. Students mocked him, But Arav remained quiet. He began again from zero, learning patiently, listening carefully, and respecting the process he once despised. Years passed. Arav worked harder than ever before, not for applause, but for growth. When he entered another competition, his project was simple but original. He didn't win first place. He didn't become famous. But when his father hugged him with pride, Arav felt something he had never felt before: peace. He finally understood that success earned slowly builds character, while success stolen quickly destroys it. Arav's life didn't become extraordinary overnight, but it became meaningful. He learned that intelligence without honesty is dangerous, ambition without patience is empty, and success without values is temporary. Most importantly, he learned that listening to elders, to conscience, and to truth is the first step toward